out for a run and her stomach starts bubbling. And she's running fast, trying to get back to the room. And basically she shits herself.
Yeah.
In front of all her girls. They're like right there when it's happening. And everyone busts out laughing. And I think I kind of felt like it was kind of like the morning of the 14th, the night before I did not sleep. And I kept thinking about the last 3 years. And this overwhelming feeling came over me. And like my stomach was bubbly. Probably how Charlotte was feeling. Like my stomach was bubbly. Like this feeling was coming over me. And the spirit said, like, you have to share your story and let women know that it's okay to talk about it. You know, people get scared. You know, Leah, I didn't want people to treat me different. I mean, just even with calling one of my best friends, to hear you, like, you literally, I could feel the pain. You don't want people to, you know, experience that pain and know, and it's all these stigmas. But I realized, like, if I don't share, I'm just feeding into the stigmas and the stereotypes that everyone believes. And I have to tell people, like, you decide how you want to attack this journey. You decide what your journey is going to look like. And when I heard you have cancer, all I heard was, I need to get this disease out of my body and keep it pushing.
Yeah.
And that was important to me. And so, you know, it was important to me. It was important for me to keep my life regular. I was, you know, working at a network at the time. I was launching the biggest show of my life. And I went into the CMO and I said, you know, listen, she's like, whatever you need. You know, whatever you need, we got your back. And I think that, you know, I had all the support that I needed. I mean, you know, everyone was so great. She said, whatever you need, we're here for you. And I said, you know what? I just want to keep it as normal as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And we figured out a regimen. Like, you know, they knew I had chemo on Friday, you know, or I actually had chemo on Thursdays. You know, I'd be home on Friday and I'd be back to work on Monday. So that's why, like, a lot of people at the company, I think they were so shocked to know that I was going through chemo because I literally kept it moving.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that, you know, it's interesting because like most things in MJ's life, she grabbed it. This whole journey, what you could control, you controlled very well.
Right.
You know, you took it by the horns and you were like, you sent an email to a select group of people. It's like, here's the deal. Here's where you're going to be. Here's a spreadsheet. These are the days of my chemo sessions. Who's coming in on what day?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it was like, sir, I remember leaving work, like, gotta go. And I don't got to tell you where the fuck I'm going, but
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you got there, everybody else, I don't know why the hell I didn't, but ain't nobody else sitting on this couch with her.
Here she goes.
But everybody else got a
Here she
nice
goes.
little fitted that said, #MJ Strong, and I didn't get shit. I don't know why. We'll figure. Maybe she knew then that she was gonna ask me to be her co-host. I don't know, but I know that I did not get an MJ Strong hat. I have one now, but I did not get one then. Another thing about MJ is, just to tell you how she is right. So the day of her surgery,
Yes.
oof, that day, I remember that day. So, you know, a bunch of us that knew, it wasn't a bunch, it was like maybe a handful of us, a handful of us who knew, go to the hospital. And when we get there, this girl is giving out Starbucks gift cards for you to go get coffee while you're waiting for her to come out of surgery. But I thought only MJ would do this. And then when you opened up on my way to Starbucks, I was like, oof, inside I was like ready to cry. I did want to cry. I did go. But when you opened it up, she had #MJ Strong in there. And I just was like, this girl is always branding, first of all. But how thoughtful
I can't help myself.
of you. This is who you are, though. How thoughtful of you before you were going into surgery for something that was life-changing.
Mm-hmm.
That you took the time to think about everybody else who was coming there and give them a gift card to go get coffee while we waited for you. Like, I just was so like, it was a lot. And I was so appreciative of not the coffee, but the gesture. You know, like, I mean,
She knows she like that matcha green tea.
I like matcha lattes. Exactly. Coconut milk, please. Now they have oat milk, which I enjoy, but not at Starbucks. They don't get it together, Starbucks. Anyway, I digress. So, I just think that I don't even know where I was going. But anyway, what I'm saying is, you took it by the horn, and you had us there. We came to your chemo. And I remember you saying to me, I want you guys here because if anyone else has to go through this, I do not want them to be afraid, and I want them to see what it looks like.
That was very important to me.
Yeah.
And thank you for bringing that up because
you got a little lipstick on your nose.
Most of my it's gone.
No.
Most of my friends who I had shared had never seen cancer up close and personal, and definitely hadn't been to a chemo session. And so that was important to me for them to see, because I think it takes the fear out of it. Because, people, you think the worst when you don't know what's going on. The other thing, and just from my end, is that I wanted to treat it like I would treat anything else. Like, okay, I'm going to be at a place for 4 hours. I need my people with me.
Yeah.
I need some, like the people who are going to uplift me and, take my mind off of this. Basically it's a poison that's circulating through your system to kill any cell mutations that may have happened. If people don't know, a cancer is a mutated gene. It's simply what it is. I don't know. I think if they said mutated gene, people would feel less scary about it, but that's what it is. And chemo is the poison that kills anything that may have flushed through your bloodstream.
Yeah.
And so you're going through this, and my chemo actually took 4 hours. And so, we'd be in there, and I think the first time people were like, can we order lunch up in
I was about to say,
we would order lunch.
There.
We had, the only thing we didn't need, because some Darius and Austin had brought some champagne. I was like, guys, we can't drink no damn champagne in the come on now.
I wasn't at that session.
Yeah, it's like, we can't drink champagne over here. And they're like, you want us to pop the bottle? I just had chemo. No, I cannot drink no champagne today. So, yeah.
Yes, I remember. I think the day that I was there, or one of the days that I was there, we had Mexican food.
Yeah.
Which is very MJ, because MJ believes that she was Mexican.
Yeah, I do believe I was Mexican and Samoan.
Yes.
I had 2 lives. All right, cool.
So, I don't know. This is MJ's. Yeah. What is next?
So the next segment we have to go into is the social ask.
Well, the social ask is the hard to say.
I know, but you got it. This segment.
This
okay,
is
guys. So this segment, this ain't gonna make it in there. But this segment was about me, and then we'll have other people tell us. Okay, guys. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so then I wanted the wrap. So then we go into the wrap up.
Yeah.
Which I wanted to be the quick sip.
What's the quick sip?
So the quick sip, and Erin, well, remember I sent an email. So Erin had this great idea. She was like, quick sips are like when you take a quick sip of something, it's kind of like, Erin, where's my, I don't have my sheet. Matt, explain the quick sip.
So the quick sip is the idea of sipping something and just to take the edge off. It could be anything. Sometimes you need a little sip of water. Sometimes it's your first thing on coffee. It's just whatever it is.
Okay.
So the quick sip is an inspirational quote that, so you explain the quote. So in the example I gave MJ, it's I can't leave rap alone. The game needs me. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
anything.
I can't give up because, I got stuff to do.
I thought there was something, I love that. Because, you take a quick sip of tea or you take your matcha. It's the quick sip, people get that.
Yeah.
You get a quick sip of water, it quenches your thirst. So I thought that the last segment is the quick sip because that takes us into
the wrap.
The wrap up.
All right.
Yeah. So, okay, wait. Do we need music for this next segment to take
I
a
guess
sip?
we can figure that out.
Hold on, can they?
Off the mic.
Can they wrap that again? Tighter?
Yeah,
so Okay.
We're gonna do it over.
No, not the quick sip. The
segment.
the last one.
Yeah, so
they
they
segue into
okay.
the next.
And reiterate the social share aspect. So make sure you guys let us know
Okay.
your.
Okay. So as we hello, what was the last thing I said?
It doesn't matter. They'll figure it out.
You were okay. So Danny, this was, oh my God, this is hard to say it. segment is like so powerful. It's going to be so powerful to hear people's stories of when they had the courage to come forward.
Yeah, or something else, right? Because well,
or anything, anything
exactly.
that they had
and that's the whole point. Like the hard to say, it's funny because the other day I was talking to MJ on the phone and she said to me, "You sure you'll be able to make it through this?" Because I was probably getting a little knot in my throat.
She was crying.
Whatever, but I was like, yeah, like I mean. The worst is behind us. Like I'm cool. I'm good.
The easy part.
But I'm all about the emotion. And the truth is, I never knew. And this is where this. I'm assuming this is why I'm on the show, right? I never knew just how much I was carrying with this, right? With you being diagnosed with cancer. And so the more I look back on it, and the more we relive it together, boy, I love you, girl. But no, seriously, I just think, like I said in the beginning, I think that, sharing and expression is so important, and connection is so important. And sometimes in life, no matter what we're going through, cancer, your bank account ain't looking like you want it to look, your job got an issue, your man got an issue, your mama, whatever it is, you need to connect with somebody, right? Like, and forget about something, someone.
Instagram
we live in this world where we are always focused on a screen, and sometimes we need to take a minute and stop and focus on each other and have the heart to say some real shit, like connect with one another. And so this moment is about connection, and we want to connect with y'all, right? We want to connect with with the masses. We want to connect with the people, and so we hope that going forward, and the hard to say it, that we're talking about some real things with y'all.
I mean, thank you again. I know I mentioned at the top of the podcast, but this is a movement. This is all of us. Like, all of us have to join the conversation in order to really knock out the stigma against cancer and open up the conversations. And like, people say, like, I don't even know what to say to you. Like, I don't even know, like, am I saying congratulations? Like, we're going to talk about that. That's what this, this whole journey is about in this podcast. It's like, we're going to talk about, more about, how the heart to say, X, Y, and Z. And it's going to be powerful. And, and your contribution is what's going to make this even more powerful. So,
absolutely.
We hope that you guys follow us at, subscribe to our website at cocktailsandcancer.com. Follow us on social media. DM us. We love a good DM. Slide right in. And, let us know. Send us an email at info@cocktailsandcancer.com, and we will respond.
Tell them the IG handle.
The IG is at Cocktails and Cancer. So on IG, Facebook at Cocktails and Cancer, and on Twitter, the hard to say it.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you better have got that shit. Remember you're supposed to
I don't have a Twitter account for the hard to say it, but you know what? Maybe I will after this. Wait, okay, but the other thing that we want to say now is we want to go into the quick sip, right?
Yeah.
So,
but I feel